Alright, today on the Rockabilly Arts, we are building mock doors. They're, you put a little doorknob on it, and it's there for display. And if we have time, we're going to build a desktop. So, stay tuned. Actually, before we get started, I want to introduce you to my new saw. Yes. So I got rid of my old saw I've had for like 20 years, right? It was this old Craftsman. It served me well. It did very, very well for a very long time. However, today I'm going to be working with a ton of oak, and we're talking oak that's like, 1.5 thick. And frankly, up to 3 horsepower saw just wasn't gonna cut it. Yeah, I just said that. But this one, this big, marvelous monstrosity that you see here, I bought it from a friend of mine who was downsizing his shop. It is 5 horsepower, takes a 10-inch blade, and has a giant... You know what? I have no idea how big the deck is. Hold up. 76-inch wide deck. Now, no man has ever said, my deck is too big. However, if you notice, kind of over there somewhere, it doesn't leave me a lot of room to get around. So, yeah, I'm just going to have to make do with that. But I'm super excited. Having tons of horsepower is never a bad thing. And as you'll probably discover the more you watch this channel, I believe in horsepower. Horsepower is king. So there you go. 5 horsepower, 25 amp motor, beast. But first, I think we need to pay a little homage to the saw that brought me so much joy for so long, the Craftsman. Wasn't that touching. Yeah, so anyway, let's get started. So one of the first things we have to obviously deal with is we have to cut it down to size. And when you buy lumber in 10-foot pieces from one of my favorite places, Swanee Lumber, not endorsed, by the way, I just really like going there. It's like a little minor mecca of woodworking. This board is just over 10 feet long, and I need to get 4 12.5-inch pieces out of it, and then 10, wait, did I say 12 now? Yeah, 12.5-inch pieces out of it, and then one 10.5-inch piece out of it that need to be 1.75 inches thick and about 5.5 inches wide. Plus, I always want to leave a little bit of extra so that when I run it through the planer and the joiner, if there's any snipe whatsoever, I don't have to mill the whole thing down to make the height. So there you go. I'm gonna cut this one down, and yeah, it'll be awesome. And since we are cutting oak, we need the dust collector. Take a quick second here for a coffee break and to pay tribute to my favorite coffee cup, which unfortunately in the process of making these little door stands has met an unfortunate demise. It was like a matching set. And I know it may sound overly cute, but she has a coffee cup that says I like his beard, and I had one that says I like her butt, and now it is asunder on the floor. So I'm drinking out of this Mickey Mouse coffee cup. So to you, coffee cup, may you rest in the trash can. Alright, this is the first day with this saw, and horsepower rules! Alright, so we just put the miter. So what I'm making now is little base plates. So to put that little edge on there, you can't really see it, but put a 45 on it. So what we do now, I need a sled, so I will build one of those soon, because man, this thing, if I just had a sled, it would just go right through. But so we're gonna hit these with the chop saw again, and then we'll come back and put the other miter edge on the bases, because they're about 3.5 inches wide. So keep on keeping on. Alright, had to take a quick detour to go buy stuff. These are super cool. I don't know if you can see them or not, but they're threaded on the outside and the inside. You drill a hole, then you can put a bolt through it, and you know it makes it a lot easier. If you're just using screws, then you know you can remount the hole. Not that these things ever have to be taken apart or put back together a million times, but yeah, it's just nice. Plus, it gives you a nice sturdy surface that you can work with. So yeah, so we're gonna drill some holes in this Forstner bit to relieve for the washer. Yeah, it's going to be like a 3-step process. Then we'll drill the hole for the door lock itself, and then the striker, and should be good. All right, so a little bit of trial and error, trying to figure out the appropriate way to center all this stuff. It's an odd size because it's just slightly below what you'd think it would be. So I ripped this piece of wood to serve as a spacer, and I marked the center of each of those. Gotta line it up. All this stuff will come back apart, so still got to sand everything and stain it, clear it. But as far as assembly goes, cool. Alright, so we're installing a Schlage smart lock on these. So the Schlage lock I think is 8 inches, and the striker is 2 inches from the bottom of that. So this is 12.5 inches. So we will take 6 1/4 and call that our center line. Alright, here. so last step before sanding is we have to cut the relief for the door striker. So this is cool. I never, like, I know Alton Brown says something about, you know, single use like kitchen tools, but he didn't say anything about like woodworking tools, because this thing is awesome. It would be more awesome if these were pine, but they're not. And well, not sure if I'm going to include it in the video or not, but yeah, these things were kind of a nightmare to like cut a hole in. Like big, nice, sharp, brand new hole saw. All right, so check this out. Line it up. Start beating the crap out of it. I'm done sanding. I'm covered in dust. Spaceship. And, but they're done. There are 5 of these now. There's 3 in the 12.5 and 1 in the 10.5. Alright, so I'm now going to take these up to the shop and I'm going to stain them and clear coat them. Well, stain, sanding sealer, 4 or 5 coats of clear, and then deliver them to the customer. So, that's it. Hope you enjoyed the process. This was not a tutorial. It was just, this is what I'm building. So, catch you next time on the Rockabilly Arts. See you.